My name is Zanele, meaning enough. Zanele Pearl, CB, I'm 23 years of age. I'm a young township girl with big city dreams. That's how I define myself to people. Meaning that I can never lose my roots. The inner depth of what I say to people when I introduce myself just simply means I will never forget where I come from. My roots will always be my roots.
I like that.
And no matter where I go, no matter the level in society that I'm on, I'll always be me. Like, even right now in my life, at the point in time, I'm a chef, yes, by profession, but everywhere I go, people know.
I like that.
So if for example somebody asks me what would I recommend to cook for them, I look at the atmosphere, I look at the ambience in their homes also. For example, I look at the person that they are.
It's powerful.
Their inner beings, and then now I say, okay, this is what I can prepare for you, because like I say to everyone, I heal people through my food. There's a reason, there's a purpose for my passion, and my passion needs to be healing.
Yes.
The aura comes first from me, and if it's not felt, my food will justify the person that I am.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're not only a chef, you're also a spiritual person.
Yeah.
Like everybody is. How has your journey been in trying to find yourself in a world that has catastrophe, that is broken, that is scarred, that is wounded? What has been your transition as a young person, spiritually imaging as well?
Well, I've had this gift since I was 7.
You identify
that
you have a gift,
yes,
because you are born with it, remember?
Yes.
Only gift.
Anointed.
Yes.
Yes.
And only a calling.
Yes.
Of healing.
Of healing.
Yes.
So growing up, it was very tough. Unique. You know, I used to hang out with my grandmother, with my grandfather.
And I know you love her very much.
A lot. I never used to want to be apart from Batoba Sakale, because there is something about the energy and the aura that they transferred to me,
yes,
that I needed to attract.
So it's sort of calling you in some sort.
Closer to my calling. That even though my parents, if they opposed it, were opposing it, there was nothing they could do about it. Looking at my life and my upbringing, I never grew up with my parents. And ironically, they are the very same people that did not believe that the calling can manifest, because they ran away from it. So it's a generational thing.
Yeah.
So identifying me as the person that has something that they see that they had in themselves, they wanted me to move away from it. But you must look at God. God put me in the right position at the right time. He knew that growing up, I was going to grow into somebody that needed that upbringing. So it was never by coincidence or by chance.
Yes.
It is because God wanted it to be that way.
So that you can so
that
grow
I can grow
individually. And you can grow as a person as well. Because remember, rejection doesn't come as a form of, like, they only rejecting you. It's appointed.
Yes.
It's destined. It's how things are supposed to be in your life.
To scrape off whatever it is that is not needed.
Supposed to be.
Yes.
All right. What is it that you would have loved your family done for you?
If I could turn back the hands of time, I would have loved for them to take me to a place where I would have learned more about my gift. But see, having had realized the kind of gift that I have makes me realize that the gift that I was born with, it was an innate thing. It was in me. As I grew, it grew with me.
That's right.
I did not necessarily need to go to how people go to people's homesteads and Baba Twasisa. The Twasisa Hegibele. When I came out of my mother's womb, God was like, this one, every single life obstacle and challenge will be a lesson to the spiritual
like for
being that she
everybody
needs
else,
to be.
you know. It's just that people don't look at life that way.
Yes.
You're supposed to be having a spiritual insight of some sort for you to be able to understand that a person, when God and creation and the universe and your ancestors decides that there is gonna be a child called Zanele in this era, in this time, born into this family, this is what she is bringing worth. But unfortunately, our parents are not groomed, I think, enough.
Well enough.
Yes, well enough to be able to nurture the gift as it grows, because the world is created in a state ya hore tsama o ile o bereka, tsama o etsa something, tsama o ye o tsene skolo and whatnot. So they forget about you as a spirit person and they focus on the things that the world tell you to do.
People are so worried about leaving an inked mark on earth. Hence people want to work to be well known about things that are put on paper. But what about the inner being? You know, I've realized something about changing a life internally. It is not about what you can do for the person physically. It's about moya who transform. Because remember, once you transform internally, you change completely.
That's right.
The things that you touch, they can turn to gold.
Yes.
Because when you're not changed, before that transition, everything that you touch, it can be turned to charcoal and it burns. Do you understand what I'm saying? And the most important thing I learned also about having this gift is discipline. You don't necessarily need somebody to teach you things, because
yes. That's powerful.
So the more disciplined you are, is the more you realize the things that you need to do all by yourself.
And where do you learn the discipline from? Does it come from your guides? Does it come from the...
I think looking at the way I was raised, already automatically I can see get disciplined, because they put you in your place very quickly. You don't listen on their conversations like you want to. You don't respond like you want to. You don't behave like every other ordinary child. How about Roma?
Wow.
So I get up. Literally, I don't think twice about it, because it's the way that I was raised. So I was raised in such a way that it had to prepare me for the woman that I need to be today. Because it is not hard for me to become a spiritual being. Host a party somewhere. I'll be there. I will not even hesitate to let that person know, you know what, I'm really sorry to disappoint you.
I like that.
But everything happens for a reason, and I leave it there.
I like that. And how has spiritual purification, kampo fasting, kampo maikilelo, played an important role in your journey?
Those things, I remember when you first
what
told
are the mistakes
me
that you've made?
I've made a lot. I remember when you first told me about being clean and pure, and I was like, does this lady know what she's saying to me? Like,
and what was your take, Maikilelo, how nonahana in terms of sexually only, or because I explained,
yes,
Maikilelo or spiritual purification is not only limited to hore Oscar Robalana, Oscar it's like certain things. Yes, you stay away from things that they're gonna intoxicate your life.
Yes.
The thoughts that you think, the environments that you go to, the lifestyle that you live, the people that you hang around with, and things that you consume, the programs that you watch on TV, you know, if they are dominating in your thought patterns and in your brain activities and electromagnetic field and whatnot, they somehow temper the messages that your guides or your God is trying to bring to you, because already how busy. Yes.
And you must also, you know, I always say you must look at God when I explain to people the things that have happened. Earlier this year, my grandmother was moved from home. She was taken to an old age home. My grandmother was my sole focus. I could not think about anything else besides her, because all I wanted to do was look after her in return of how she looked after me.
Wow.
But God removed her and put her in an environment where somebody else would look for her, because now I needed to give myself attention.
Sure.
With that, a lot of the things that came with being at home were eliminated. With TV, with eating, because I'm hardly home. I'm TV, TV. So all those things, once they move and I give attention to myself, I find I stop watching shows that inflict my mind with things that will remind me of things that I shouldn't be reminded of.
That's powerful.
You never said to me, Zanele Oscar Valana, Zanele Oscar.
That's right.
You were just letting me know that how it the chakras are how, and your chakras are aligned. There's no use aligning your chakras if you're going to bring into your space and your spiritual being things that are not supposed to be there.
That's right.
And it's simply just that for me to have a clearer vision and a clearer view of everything regarding my own life and spirituality needs to be clean. Because what am I going to attract? Obviously.
Obviously. That's powerful. What has broken you the most?
What has broken me the most is the truth.
Okay.
The truth is very scary, but it has broken me in a sense that I was unable to accept people for who they are and accept them with the challenges that they face. I've always wanted people to be perfect because I grew up growing towards perfection. And it made me realize...
Is there anything of that sort? Is there perfection?
There isn't.
Then why are we pushed into thinking that whatever that you do needs to be perfect? Isn't it one of the things that would push people into fall into depression or anxieties or panic attacks or stress whatsoever?
I think that is the main thing that made me move away from society, because they have a stigma of thinking that anything you work at needs to be perfect. But anything you work at needs to bring you growth instead of perfection. If you don't grow through what you go through, there's no use of going through it. Because if you want to be perfect, you won't purpose in anything. If you want a curtain to be perfect, for example, then because perfection is something that's straight, but your curtain turns at the corner. There's an edge that turns.
That's powerful.
And it shows us that everything, there's a break to the thought of perfection. You can never be perfect in life.
Wow.
But you can be the person that you want to be to the best of your ability. Yes.
What gets to you? What makes you cry? What makes you visit that vulnerable place inside of you?
Loss. Everything that I've lost in my life makes me cry, because it makes me question what I could have done differently, how I could have been a different person or a better person.
And what are the losses?
Losing my sanity. I could have just listened to my inner being. Losing the people that I had in my life that I valued and cherished the most. I could have treated them different, but God needed to show me that the moment you don't do certain things in a certain way, the way that you want them to be, you'll never be fulfilled. Because I could have been fulfilled by treating people better. I will never have regrets. So everything that I do in anything, I must just be me. Live freely. Be me. If me says I want to be respectful and not listen to, for example, for example, and then I can't. So automatically we're taught not to respect somebody who doesn't respect the things that they do, because but it's their calling. As much as we can say it's wrong, it's what God wants them to go through.
So that probably they can be a lesson to other people.
Yes. But it doesn't mean these people must be outcasted or rejected, because they're still human at the end of the day. And the more
society does it, you realize it's a lot of us are wounded, like from our families, from the world as well. We are broken people, we are wounded people, especially as people of color, like African people. 99% of adults, 99% of elders, 99% of young people are going through some form of identity crisis, some form of pain, some form of not understanding who they are and where they're coming from or where they're going, simply because of ba latlhile di roots ba latlhile tsamaiso e leng hore ne ba tsamaisiwa ka yona ge ba gola. And for some families it's even their great grandparents, they sort of batsere Western things and Western laws, but it's about it's in Sakamo family. Then all these things ba butseng menyako ya tsona he bana ba behavior in some way, they start getting surprised. So I believe hore ngwana or a person can never go astray. He motho aya astray, we must check the roots, the environments. Utswa ko lelapeng le le byang. Ho etsagalang ko hae. Ngwana ha utswa ka mo classeng, there is a sort like it's questionable. We have to understand or maybe one agree lerato, maybe one agree affection, maybe one agree attention, or utritiwa somewhat. But because of now we've carried laws into our own hands, we are westernized, we are brainwashed. Yes. Instead of utsengwana o memo fatse o check gore o phela byang go hae, already o mo treata bya ka le godu at a young age. You are not rehabilitating that child. Instead you are utlhotlheletsa mollo ola gore ngwana a go leka that mentality, and ngwana ola o nna more rebellious in a girl child or mo ngwaneng wa ngwanyana. Ngwana o tsamaya a ilo fila lerato leo ka thobalana, go to different clubs, ali file ka bo relationship tse leng gore a dina bophelo ka mohare. They are not life nourishing. You throw yourself into a man or that man hasn't found himself. He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't even know who his father is or his roots. How is he gonna treat you better if you know you know? So the challenges are in or the wounds are in or the they are deeper in that sense. But what the barena balibets ibile habasari ruta hor tshwantse re phele bang re itlhomphe. There is no even a platform of okatsa mama ha mo fatsi wa nna le nna fatsi wa mama ke na le problem ya 1 2 3. They are forever waking. They are forever chasing paper. They are forever chasing the Instagrams and Facebook and all these other things. The society, they take away the bond or because there's so many things happening in the world. So bacha or bana or they are neglected. And when highly neglected around the freedom, around the space, we are kind. So we learn the hard way. I think you and I and amongst other people by Longhore, they are on a journey, like on a spiritual journey on finding themselves and bridging the gaps between our elders and where they come from and where we're going, is trying to understand Mwana is more than anything else. You know, understand how the interest that's at a very young age, what are they? You know, but we should learn how to nurture that person as a gift. Support, even though you don't understand where your child is going, even though it doesn't make sense. Pray. Rapela ukuname ubutse modimo hore ngwana o mphile nyena. Ne ke khopela hore wena o nthuse o mfe matla. A go water this seed e wena o mfile nyona. Because remember, we are born out of our parents, but we're not born for them. They are here for their own purposes, and you are here for your own purpose. So whatever that they need to do is hold space for you. And holding space for a person is not being judgmental. He ngwana a etsa diphoso. Ke hore o tse ngwana a irile diphoso o mosetse mo lane o mo hopotse who they are and what they are and what they all about.
Because another thing that I have a very big problem with is that our parents abasaru ruta setso ba ruta molao.
Do they know?
And molao wa itse ke eng? Ka society. Molao ke law. In its simplest form when we directly translate it, and it's setso ke culture. Because culturally we are not supposed to be where we are today, but people, when they adapt to law, they revolutionize things, and all we need to do is reinvent. You know, when I look at your house, for example, you know, okay, because we have to reinvent the way that we live, we have to enclose. You put a curtain, but what is behind your curtain? It is the very same wood that our ancestors used to enclose. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
So the moment now we move away from that, because now you're shutting your ancestors out. And automatically you've moved away from Seiko. The colors, the things that you use, the wood, you're bringing in elements of nature and your past.
Art.
You're recreating it. You're not revolutionizing anything, because revolutionizing is a 360 change. If you were a different person, you would have brought in so many things that are not needed in your house, but you're very authentic because you know your roots. So the biggest problem lies there.
Yeah, for me, say it's or culture or whatever that you call it, boto fonna ke go nna le boto go nna le kutlwelo botlhoko go nna le letswalo, you know, in everything that you do, you know, that conscience that guides you in treating other people. But it has to start from the inside. You know, it has to start with you. So batswadi ba rona, they are, not all of them, but mostly are lost. They also don't know who they are. They also trying to find answers, and then within that they make a whole lot of mistakes. The mistakes is bana. Yeah.
Because now also, you know, to play the blame game, it can never work. But I sat down and I critically analyzed the reason as to why my parents would not have possibly taught me the things that they taught me. My father is very cultured. He's Swati. And my mother is a cultured colored. So automatically it's lost.
They do have their own culture.
Yeah.
They do have their own roots.
Yes.
Yes.
But at the same time, what are they are so fixated on the fact that when I get my kalati, but associated with kalati in the status quo. And once now you want to move up, you want to elevate yourself where you're not even supposed to be elevated, you lose your roots. Because bukalati ba haba mamaka, for example, ke bona henge bon rutileng hore he ke phahla ke tsolla godons. Mara bona ba itsere hore ke bodeso ho na godons.
Sure.
Ba utlwisisa hore ke bia byang.
Yes.
Bona ba nahana hore dilo tse bona ba di phelelang ke bodesa bo ginza bo eng motho ha toma a ba le ginza ba re ya ho shapo ke le khalati una le madi a bo khalati. But it's not fine. When you start being rowdy and what people call as ratchet, they say it's fine because una le madi a bo khalati, but it's not fine. Sure. Your loudness should be used for something else. Here I am exclaiming my voice. I want to speak to people. I'm loud enough to be heard. But am I being heard in the right way? Because people go in the streets, because but here I am.
And it's supposed to be acceptable in society. You know, it's supposed to be acceptable. Colored people are people by long it's people by long they are very aggressive. It's people by long they out there, and if so society as well has allowed them to be who they are, if it's their culture or whatnot. So we lost.
Hence, I drew away from society at a very young age, and I'm quite grateful. Why do I not go out? A simple thing like going to the park when people go to the park at June 16, for example, or 16th of December. I used to say, but how come I'm not going there? But God wants to show me that these days are on earth to be celebrated, to signify something. But if you lose the significance, why are you there? So, being raised in J the way that I am, I'm quite grateful because I see things with a different eye. And if there's something that I need to repair, I won't hesitate. I complain like a certain thing.
I like that.
I like that. And that is why I'm the person that I am today, because I chose to be
a different path for yourself.
I chose
a path that has light, a path that has quality, a path that has, you know, authenticity, a path that is genuine and it's loyal and it's out there.
Because as much as Badimo Bakono directed steps to how, everything is a choice.
It is. We all are choices. Yes.
Rebellion is a choice.
That's true.
So how about fiti samo gating? Baraketa gate enyan or gate e hole. Why not kata gate enyan because onahana it's easy to open. Gate hole tsanzo we hog. Ketile e hole kita futsa hore. Erke wana hore e hole inale.
Wow.
Because so thinking long term also.
Sure.
Don't always just think today I want to be excited and happy, I want to be high and thrilled. It doesn't work. Because the more wrong you do today is the longer you'll take pain for it in your future.
That is true.
And then 10 years ago,
that is so true. Thank you so much, Zanele, for being here. It has been amazing. It has been, I learned, you know, oftentimes when we have conversation, I learn a lot. So this is Authentic Soul Conversations with Itesh and Palate, and we are grateful to be here. We are still going to go and touch lives. We're still going to go and find, you know, the true unique voice of people inside of them, and, you know, taking the light higher, you know, putting out the torch out there and, you know, healing people. Everything is therapy. When God created the universe, He knew that the universe is supposed to sustain us and it's going to sustain us. So yeah, give thanks. Thank you so much.